forwards. We are straight into a draft now for this game 3 with some picks already underway, some bans already underway. We've got the Razor and the Weaver band for Navi and a Beastmaster band for OG. What sort of stuff do you want to see them going forwards based off these bans, Black?
So Weaver's banned, OG really likes the Weaver. They always seem to be banning out the Beastmaster, so really respect that Helm of the Overlord Beastmaster play. But yeah, as Misery said, I think they should just go back to the style they played in Game 1 and the previous series they played before that. Like, just let them come to you. I think that's what they're best at. They always find a lot of farm on the map. And when the enemy team tries to punish them, they're always ready to kind of just protect their own cores. I think that's what they should be doing again in this game. Or maybe they'll just go crazy again, experiment some more, and we'll see what happens.
Picking up the Witch Doctor, that's a slightly unusual one. Solo has played it quite a lot recently. Is that a pick you ever expect to see, Misery?
No, probably not. I wouldn't say so. I think the only team who's done this consistently in the past was Secret a while back, where they just picked first pick Witch Doctor for like a tournament, and it's very casual. But I don't know.
The play is just to pick a hard carry and you aura him, right? Or you heal him?
I think it depends, right? On what you're up against. He has like two ways of playing. You can push the lane with heal, or you can just play on the Maledict level 3 kind of timing.
Yeah.
Okay, this opening I like from OG. This is something they did in the DPC as well. So this is more like, okay, now we need to win kind of opening. At least that's the way I read it.
Viper straight away.
Dang.
More unusual pick. Talk to me, before we move on to the Navi picks, I'm interested to know why the Ember Shadow Demon is a now we need to win combo. What does it do particularly well, Misery?
I don't know if there's like necessarily any like insane synergy or something like that. It's more like, I think this is their like, comfort zone, maybe their best strategy type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I would assume from watching their previous games. It's like Misha, Shadow Demon, 5, and then Ember Spirit. They have this anti-carry hero in Shadow Demon, and like Playmaker mid, and now they can pick 2 farm heavy cores for Amar and Yuraki.
It is always the Ember middle though, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they
because
might
the matchup against Viper is very sad.
Yeah, they might be thinking about swapping it now just because of the Viper. But
yeah,
I mean,
going into that Viper, is that just a reaction then to the Ember? Because I'm an Ember player and I hate playing against Viper. I mean, everyone hates playing against Viper, but especially against Ember. Is that why they picked this up? Just to screw on him?
Yeah, if they don't change the lanes, then Ember's gonna get screwed over, right? And if they do change the lanes, like side lane Ember Spirit is not nearly as impactful as a mid lane Ember Spirit. Like on the side lanes, he's a lot weaker than he is on mid. Because the Sleight of Fist spam doesn't come online as quickly. You just don't get the levels you really need to start roaming around the map effectively. So I quite like this Viper pick because they also have the option to actually just like lane it in the off lane if they want to pick another mid hero later on.
Do you think Navi after game 1 has talked about potentially just picking winning matchups for laning phase? That's kind of what it looks like right now, right? Like pick Dragon Knight, Necrophos, Monkey King game 1. Now they pick Witch Doctor and Viper. Viper which responds to Ember, but the Witch Doctor also being like a really strong 5, right? Like you can basically not lose your lane with a Witch Doctor 5.
Yeah. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense though, right? Against a team like OG that has like 3 pretty farm-heavy cores, because if they all 3 lose the lane, nobody's really gonna make a move to start a big comeback, and it can just snowball from there. So in that sense, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, what's interesting as well is Navi are banning out the mid laners, so BMZ's classic mid laners, Lina, Invoker. So they clearly think that they're going to want to move this Ember Spirit. Do you agree with that as an analysis?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, if you were to pick like Quas Vex or just this Exort, whatever, Invoker, mid against Viper and put some Ember 4 or whatever, I think you already kind of put Navi in a weird spot because their heroes are very dependent on winning the lanes. Like if they don't win their lanes heavily with Witch Doctor Viper, they don't do that much going into mid game, I would say.
Ranger.
Maybe this is their mid. It could also be a 4.
Could be their mid against Viper, yeah. Can be a 4 too.
Yeah, it's like open pick for sure. It's gonna be hard for Navi maybe now to pick their 2 consecutive heroes here.
Yeah.
Although they should probably just focus on making their own lineup work, right? Like pick some frontliners, do some initiation here.
5 seconds remaining.
It feels a bit awkward, right? And they have this like a Viper Witch Doctor, and you're kind of like,
Well, right now it looks awkward, but if you pick 2 heroes that work well with it, then you can like make it work, right?
Give me a Faceless Void. Something like that.
I mean, maybe they...
Anything else you'd like to see as a 1-2 punch? Faceless Void, something tanky, something frontliney?
Yeah. I mean, I just like Void because it's a combo with the Witch Doctor. The lane is quite strong, can't really lose the lane, and it actually makes Viper be able to deal a lot of damage in team fights.
Do you just go like Dragon Knight again? Or was
Sure,
it
DK. Very good pick. Nyx Assassin.
Nyx.
Necro. Oh, again. Necro against Shadow Demon is so much weaker, though.
Yeah, it
It's an
is.
interesting one.
It is kind of, but at the same time, like you better kill the Necrophos, right? You have to kill the Necrophos during the purge. If you don't, then it's kind of whatever. Like, because Necro is gonna feel tanky anyways.
5 seconds remaining.
Do you like the Snakes? It doesn't really counter anything other than the Ember, who's already countered.
Well, it's a strong lane, right? Like Nyx Necro, you're just gonna go off lane and Necro free farm there.
Yeah, it could be even be a Viper Nyx and put Necro middle again. Oh, this Drow is so good, though. It's so good against all these heroes.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Yeah, they have nothing to jump the Drow Ranger either. Now they just pick another, probably offlaner to sort of just protect her
10
from
seconds remaining.
potential.
But maybe Navi can change it up now and pick like something,
5
some carry hero
seconds remaining.
where they can go late game, you know, and just.
Yeah. What would you like to see?
You cannot really ban all the Drow, like the carry heroes that counter Drow. I think, like it counter quote unquote, right? Like Drow kind of is strong against.
OG's turn to
If
bat.
Drow's
away, but
good against like all her counters too, pretty much.
Yeah,
Just depends on the
exactly.
positioning, right?
exactly. Like so.
Yeah.
So what can you do? Like you go like Spectre, that thing.
Spectre PA are the two that come to mind.
The Lycan banner was pretty good though, I think.
Yeah, the carry Lycan could cause a lot of problems.
Does the Necro definitely go off lane here? Because no one played it last game. So he was 12-0 last game. That's a pretty good
10
performance. Are they
seconds remaining.
possibly going to give it to him again?
It could be mid Necro. Viper Nyx is also a very strong lane.
Necro dumps this Ember just as hard as Viper, as far as I know.
Mhm.
So I think that could be an option. You could just do something like pick an offlaner that's good against. Maybe you go Furion, like, and you just play for full on lanes, similarly to last game, right? So you have like Furion offlane against Drow. Drow can't lane against that very well, at least. And then some safe lane Viper. I don't know. It sounds kind of funky, but that's
EG did it.
something you
And
could
they won
do.
with it.
So they're looking for probably an Amar hero on OG. They've already banned out the Mars, which is his classic. He's still got Slardar, Tide, Scent, Timber in the field. I think Timber seems reasonable, or Tide. What do you feel about those picks?
They're
ban the
both
Scent.
very rough against Viper. Like the break completely destroys the Tidehunter. And Timbersaw doesn't really help them with the problems they have right now. Like it's not really a Drow protection kind of hero. More like a
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
hero that just takes a lot of space himself. Like it doesn't pair very well with Drow Ranger. But
5
just looking
seconds
at his
remaining.
hero pool, nothing strikes me as particularly amazing against what Navi has right now.
Underlord, Sand King, perhaps?
I mean, Viper and Necrophos kind of just destroy Amar's hero pool, right? To some extent.
Yeah, and they do go for the PA we spoke about as the Drow quote-unquote counter. But of course, Drow can also just forward the PA. It just depends on the positioning completely. And the Shadow Demon, of course, if he ever gets his Axe Scepter, then PA is just completely useless.
10 seconds remaining.
Does feel strong against the PA.
The thing is, I played quite a lot of Necrophos.
5
I think you can go
seconds
offlane
remaining.
Necrophos here and be completely fine. Like, you're not going to get destroyed by a Drow Ranger. You're just going to farm. Drow will farm
I
too,
agree.
but it doesn't matter, right? Like,
Completely agree.
So now you have
Well,
the
what
PA
kind of
matchup against
offlane would
Drow.
make sense for them? Like, it surely can't be Wind Ranger offlane. It would make no sense.
Can you pick...
ATF doesn't
Maybe you
play
can
it.
pick Dax here. And it's so awkward with this Drow.
Yeah, like all these offlaners actually look so bad against these heroes they have on Navi right now.
Maybe you go for
It
Sank.
feels like his remaining two heroes that were really strong were Mars and Scent, and they banned them out. I think he's in a bit of a tough position here.
How about you just go full Navigo Spirit Breaker?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised nobody's picking Spirit Breaker too, right?
Yeah.
What about
I think
OG?
SB is actually quite good. The lineup like Drow, they just charge in, it causes a lot of chaos. Drow gets like a lot of space to roam around.
I can see Spirit Breaker being decent here at least. OD not really good into Nyx.
Yeah. Also PA very strong because you have all the evasion.
Right.
Doombringer perhaps?
perhaps.
A bit greedy, but it's really good against PA and Necro.
I think you can rely on the BCM on like snowballing. Actually, you can't really because he has a really rough matchup. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird. What do you do here? Ember offlane, pick another mid.
Potentially.
Mid.
But PA is just gonna free farm against Ember though.
Well, whatever it is, they've got to do it quickly because they are running into the last seconds. They're picking up that void.
Wow.
That's talk to me about that, Black. Your first reactions to a possible offlane void? Yeah, offlane void.
Wow.
Offlane void. Okay, so it's mid ranger. I mean, it is sort of what we spoke about, like protect the Drow Ranger, right? Because you have this Chronosphere, and void can build in a very tanky way, where you can just kind of jump in, absorb some stuff, and get back out. So I actually quite like it. I'm just a little bit afraid that in the early game,
It's
with
a
this
4
draft, they
Ember,
might be lacking a lot of damage. It's a 4 Ember, yeah.
and it's a mid one runner. I mean,
Yeah, like where does the damage come from early game?
they picked the last second here, so they were definitely pressured into something weird.
Yeah.
Which is kind of obvious with the offlane void here, but we'll see what the thought process is. It makes sense. Like you have you can't really pick these tanky strength heroes into Necrophos Viper, so you pick this like kind of hyper team fight edgy hero.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see like what kind of items he's gonna go for and like what the idea is.
Meteor Hammer? This is the offlane build right now. You go Meteor Hammer.
Right now,
Like
have you seen this
buildings.
before or what? I haven't seen
I
it.
mean, I've seen it a couple of times.
Okay.
Like Kazu played it a couple of times. He built Meteor Hammer. It didn't look
Interesting.
great, but
There's also maybe Dominator. The whole Meteor Hammer item build doesn't strike me as a Mar thing though. Right?
yeah, and also it's not
gonna
very
go like
you
Midas.
chrono, and then you stand there, you like channel your Meteor
Kinda go
Hammer.
like Midas Mjolnir.
We'll have to see. Misery, talk me briefly through the Navi lineup. What can we expect to see in a couple of seconds?
Right, I think Navi's lineup is a bit similar to last game. They have these really strong lanes, and if it goes as last game, they're gonna be like top net worth and top CS on all lanes, and it's gonna be really hard for OG to come back. I think their heroes don't really. I don't know if they lose their lanes. I don't really see what they do as an Ember 4 and like Void offlane, Shadow Demon 5. Like these heroes just don't do anything if they're behind. So. And at the same time, I don't really see how they plan on winning the lanes either. So it's pretty rough for them, I think.
I mean, the Void lane, there's no way you win it, right? Void Ember cannot be the Witch Doctor PA. It's like impossible.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely gonna have to pull some waves, I think, or do some magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either
What do you
way,
have mid lane
it's
then? It's
Wind
Viper
Runner,
against
Viper.
Wind Ranger.
The game is starting, Black. I love your analysis, but let's not keep going for too
sorry.
much longer. We're going to head straight into this game at 3. Keep your eyes on the lanes with Nomad and Lizard.
Thank you very much, Dan, Misery, and Black. Yes, indeed, we are paused up in this game number 3, and OG said, you know what, game number 2, that was a little bit too experimental. Game number 3, we're gonna bring it back to normality with this offlane faceless void and the pos 4 embers. I mean, what are they doing, Lizard?
Bringing it to some normal, sensible levels of experimentation, like you said. Position 4 Ember. It's not something that we never saw, right? Like the position 4 Ember was actually very popular. Taiga played right, and you can't fight against that. However, this time around you have 2 melees on the offlane. You have Void and an Ember Spirit. If I saw this in a pub on my side, I would abandon. I don't condone abandoning, but I wouldn't be very happy.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I feel like if they do somehow win this offlane, then, I don't know, there's no way, right? There's no way, I don't know. Let's see how it goes down anyway. Up to the top side, just gonna chase V-Tune off the rune, yeah, no, don't try to get 3 runes, Navi, come on, don't be greedy.
Yeah, they have a stick on Faceless Void, right? Probably one on Ember, yeah, one on Ember as well. He's going for that Orb of Corrosion build, because they're playing versus PA, right? And those sticks come in handy as well quite a bit versus Maledict, as that heal negates the damage a little bit. They are starting as a tri-lane on bottom, though. Navi trying something cheeky here. We haven't really seen these moves in the last couple of months done way too many times.
Yeah, and they've got that aggressive ward down as well, so
It's just yeah, you have to go back. I'm not sure. Solo went back to his TI 6 days or something, but the lane just starts way too deep now, right? And because of that, it's very difficult to make this aggressive move. The enemy carry is literally under the tower, and
Yeah.
the game starts, they see that your carry is alone, and they kind of expect it, so it's almost impossible to do.
Tiger just, I mean, he's winning the harass war against Solo. But of course, it's when they get level 2 on the side of the PA and the Witch Doctor, which things are going to start to get a little bit difficult for OG up here.
We'll see, they don't really have damage for Flame Guard, but maybe he won't go for Flame Guard at all, maybe he'll just go into Searing Chains. And Damar actually didn't skill up anything yet. Doesn't need that Time Walk, maybe thinking about Time Dilation.
We shall see exactly what he decides to go for in the end. It is, you know, it does sound like a good time dilation game, you know, just getting rid of the daggers. Could be good, but we'll see how it goes down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've got BZM playing on the Wind Ranger. Can't say I've seen this one before from BZM, but we haven't seen much from BZM in general.
Actually,
top lane,
top lane.
Tiger. Maldic hasn't really done much damage, and it's down at bottom, where we actually lose General, so OG will be the ones to draw first blood.
At the same time, Vitune was chased back to the tower. He should be fine here. There is a slight and Searing Chains breaking the salves. Really well played by Taiga.
Wow.
Meanwhile, on the bottom, like, Viper, like, if you think about heroes that you like to play into, Yuragi, he's fine. These kind of range heroes aren't necessarily the ones that you enjoy playing as a Viper against the most. One good thing for General is that he has this Nyx Assassin who should be on front, and he should be the one breaking any aggression. This time around he didn't manage to, obviously. That should be his job throughout the lane.
Absolutely. Well, honestly, okay, Totsuko not going terribly to start things off. I mean, Tiger is trying his hardest to make this work. The South Council is absolutely clutch. But they did now get some more regen out and are back fighting fit on the side of Navi. Meanwhile, BZM is going to grab up this water rune here.
Just look at the last hits. All 3 lanes. Yeah.
Oop.
It's rough for OG. Even though they got that first blood on the Viper still has 15 CS, 16 CS versus the 8, so doubling Yuragi's.
Oof. That's not good. That is not good. Even though they got a kill down here, still suffering a lot under the presence of this Viper. I mean, it's a Viper Necro PA draft. I've never wanted a team to lose more based upon just the heroes they're picking. Like, I've been bullied in so many of my games by these heroes.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's definitely not fun playing against. And bottom lane.
Yep, that's a dead Misha. General gonna take down the support on OG and get a bit of revenge for earlier.
I think he was just trying to mess with the creep equilibrium. Aloha Dance catches him with the Impale, and it's an easy kill for Viper, which is also very important for him as he's about that urn. So every single kill that gets him those urn charges makes him that stronger in the lane. And I like what he's doing. I actually expected this from him. He's buying the Atos. He's queuing up Atos first. It was definitely necessary. You're playing versus Void, and the only catch you have is Impale. So, and versus Wind Ranger, obviously.
Things up in the top lane. Tiger needs to get a bit aggressive.
Lane,
Down
yeah.
at bottom, Yuragi gonna need to TP out of this one. Getting low very quickly, but will make it back.
He's dead!
Wait, no, he didn't go back to the fountain! Oh.
He TP'd to the tier 1. Literally the last stick of
Agreed.
urn killed him as well. But that was so greedy from him not to TP base. Oh. You're playing versus a Viper with an urn. Like, that poison
Yeah.
attack and charges, it's very... Yeah, Misha now as well.
Yeah, he's not getting out of this one, is he?
I don't think so. I
Body
don't think that he is.
Body blocks. Aloha Dance living up to his name and dancing around Misha. And Misha's gonna go down as well. And now, come on, observers. Let's give him the walk of shame on the Drow, walking all the way back down in the bottom lane to lane with no TP. You don't get away with this. For shame, Yuragi. For shame.
Yeah, and it's one of those lanes in which you're going to run down there now, right? And if you... Well, it comes down to Nyx. If Nyx is around and this Viper feels free, then Drow shouldn't get any farm anymore. But as Nyx is rotating mid, if they do scout him out, then they might get something away from General here. I think the best thing for Aloha Dance is just to stay out of vision at the moment. You don't have to make a move, just stay out of vision. It's just so good. You're pressuring 2 lanes just by that one small move. He will be scouted though.
Who'd have thought that the Faceless Void would be having the best lane out of all of these right now? General going for the TP out. It's going to get spotted as Tiger makes a wraparound play here. General could be in some trouble. Trying to fight back and maybe get a kill on his way out, but I don't think that's going to happen. The silence is down, the damage is there. Uragi gets the kill, and that is going to make up for the very awkward few moments in this laning phase we've had so far for Uragi. That is a big kill.
The Necro is actually rotating bottom with haste. No one finds these hastes exactly when necessary.
He's just running straight for the Drow. There's only one thing on his mind. I want to Reaper Stab somebody, and preferably the Drow Ranger. Nice dodge on the stun there from Misha. Misha actually buying a lot of time for the Drow here, honestly.
Uragi? He's fine.
Yeah, Necro's done.
By the way, the reason why Viper died, this is gonna sound far-fetched, is the Observer, the Radiant Observer in the triangle that scouted Nyx.
I thought you meant our Observer, and I was like, yeah,
Top lane? Omar? Yeah, it's not our Observer. El Grakun does not kill people, he's peaceful. I think that's
peaceful. Yeah.
Shout out.
Pacifist.
Very nice observing. Good job, sir.
Amar and Tiger kind of tussling, I would say, with V-Tune and Solo here, you know, just trading a couple of hits. Amar now has that ring of health as well, so actually, when we look at it, you know, it's very hard for them to kill Amar here. Now that he's got that ring of health, he's got a decent amount of sustain. PA has one as well, so...
Empty magic wand charges, yeah. You bet he's not dying. Yeah.
And a fairy fire, because why not?
He's rotating bottom. They really want to take down this tier 1 as soon as possible. Make Drow leave the lane, go into the jungle on level 4. It's not really what you want to be doing. Misha is doing a good job defending it though.
Middle tower is under
He's actually delayed this quite a bit. This tower, if he wasn't doing that, if he wasn't shadow poisoning away, this tower would have fallen already, so really well played by him.
Dragging those creeps and also securing his Drow a little bit of farm in the process, which she desperately needs right now.
Yeah, you're just Drow and you can't even use your multi-shot properly here, right? You're playing versus a Nyx, you can get caught so easily, and if you check him out, he has Spike Carapace maxed out, doesn't even need mana burn.
I am checking him out, yeah. No reason at all.
Check that bug out.
What do you think about this Wind Ranger mid then? Because you know, clearly in the laning phase, it's not been fantastic. It has been bested by no one's Necrophos quite a bit. What was the idea behind it? Or are we about to find out? The end is up to the top lane. Let's see. Chrono comes down along with the focus fire from BZN. They just want to try and bring down this PA, and they will do exactly that. Great usage of the first Chrono of the game, and first rotation from BZN. High five him. High five him. OG. Oh my god. All right. This is that's a GG right there. No high five for a moment.
Bottom lane, Uragi.
Going for the stun into TP out. The silence into TP out, and that's going to work out perfectly. Misha will be dying here, but
Sight him.
Don't do it, don't do it! Oh, Scythe comes out, dead for 36 seconds.
He didn't give that high five on the top lane instantly. The Karma strikes on safe lane. You lose your position 5. But yeah, so the Wind Ranger, she has some builds that are really nice in this game, right? The instant Javelin as well helps out versus PA. You're going to have that damage in Chronosphere as well. Yeah, I would much rather see something more stable coming from the mid lane, maybe a Spirit, maybe an Ember Spirit, but you couldn't because of the Necro, right?
Yeah.
So you went for the Wind Ranger.
But like, has Wind done better than those heroes would have done?
Well, he's got 50 CS, he didn't die, right? On the mid lane, so it's alright.
Now they go for the focus fire, but of course no one can just pop that that Ghost Shroud whenever he needs to heal himself back up, so no real danger of dying here at all. Meanwhile, Tiger having to TP away will be okay. The lack of stuns on the side of Na'Vi really starting to hurt here, as they're losing quite a few kills just from TPing out.
Yeah, they pretty much have what Witch Doctor's Paralyzing Cask, you have Impale and Sight every now and then. That's why General is buying that ATOS. It's one of those problems that you usually get hit by if you're playing Viper on the offlane. If you think about offlane heroes, these two that we're seeing in this game definitely aren't them. Like Viper and Void, not necessarily your casual classic offlane heroes, are they?
No, but you know, they say the key to any good relationship is plenty of experimentation, and OG clearly just looking to make their relationship much stronger. You know, new team,
Right.
it's important for them.
Is that what they say? I see. Yeah, you know, you try things out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you try some other thing. And that first game, the second game actually didn't work out for them with the Visage 5. Now they're trying some Ember 4 Void offlane.
I mean, the offlane's definitely not the problem this game so far for OG. I actually was
Look at that
impressed at how
free
they
play.
managed to play it, honestly.
Yeah, look at that. It's not a problem. Like Void as a hero on offlane, it's not something new.
Yeah.
Hell, Universe played it, if you remember, a long time ago. It was experimented with so many different builds, from halberds, from meteor hammers, from radiances,
Yes.
from
We had one at
utility
TI
Void.
as well, I believe. I don't remember exactly who played it, but I believe we had one at TI.
It was Universe. I'm pretty sure.
No, at this TI, TI10.
This TI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
Beast
can't
Coast or
remember.
something. I don't remember.
Maybe
exactly.
Insania misclicked it or something like that. Never mind, it was in the panel with me.
Damn, the double flame. Jesus, give the man a break. Maelstrom being
Nah, I
picked up
love him.
from BZM next. No surprise there at all, but that's going to do some nice evasion, piercing onto the PA. It's not very good against the Necro or the Viper, unfortunately, but I mean, they don't really have a ton of answers to these two heroes regardless, so... Not sure what their plan is against those.
It's a very funky game, I'll give you that. Like when you look at Navi, you have the understanding and the general idea behind them, because they're boomers, you know. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. They're just doing the same things we've seen ever since me and you were still playing. But on the side of OG, you can definitely see inspiration, something different. I like that. Like in the last game and in this one as well. Now with the Void, I'm just waiting to see just how much damage they'll be able to dish out in the Chronosphere. Something that Panel was talking about as well. They don't really have a lot, right? It's the Wind Ranger and the Drow.
I don't know.
No, look, in the mid game they don't. Later on, if they do get to the late game, yeah, sure, of course. But how do you get there? Like, who do you kill in the mid game?
You know what they needed? They needed the old Wind Ranger shard where you can like get a global power shot across the map and then just chrono people and blast them. Wow, that is Power Rangers TPs into the middle lane as no one gets ultied by the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It's a really nice hero versus Necro. Like this Shadow Demon, I believe this game is even better than the first one for him. There are just so many
yeah.
heroes that he can mess with.
Yeah, because of course you can't Ghost Shroud whenever you have that purge upon you, right?
Yeah, and then later on you have Break versus PA versus Viper as well if you farm it up. So pretty nice.
All right. Some cool synergies we're discovering as we go along with OG here, but of course it is still Navi in the driving seat. No one's Necro. We know that it can do work from game number 2. It just absolutely smashed. Do they have better... That is an aggressive voice line. That's so loud. That just made me scared. I thought there was someone yelling in my street for a minute.
It means this way, one after another, something like that. It's not
I see.
the best translation, but close enough.
Run, Misha, run. You don't want to mess with that guy. That's for sure. Though they are going on to no one here. They don't, unfortunately, have the backup of their Shadow Demon. Amar is in, though. He has himself the Chronosphere if everyone wants to use it here, but he doesn't even feel the reason to. They're going to get these kills regardless. 1-2, down goes no one in solo.
Yeah, it's few very easy pickoffs from them as well. Like they were trying. One thing that I'm noticing from Navi is that they're not really playing around the objectives nearly as well as in that second game. Like Nyx Assassin, his objective is to farm. It seems like and the Loha Dance has been doing exactly that the whole game.
playing OG at their own game and getting a ton of money, but this time on a support as they now go upon him. Aloha Dance in the middle lane. He's going to be alright for the time being. Pops a Vendetta for the invisibility and will get himself back. And now
Yeah, do you think
respawning and coming in to defend.
Do you think that Aghanims on Nyx is that important this game? Like he's rushing it. It's not even the fact
what
that
does it really achieve? What does the Aghanims achieve?
Well, it's funky. You can go under the ground and stun from distance.
Oh boy, you can't stop that happening though, as Tiger's going to get brought down. Reaper side out onto the Ember Spirit. OG gonna have to defend their heroes with 4 right now, their tower with 4.
Yeah, my problem about the Aghanims isn't necessarily that he's buying the item, it's that he's showing himself on the map, on that top tier 1 tower for so long that your Necro and Witch Doctor feed because of it. It's like all these things in Dota, they're connected. If you're showing yourself as the only hero that can interrupt ganks, your Necro will die because of it.
Well, it's a big commitment onto Aloha Dance here, using that very valuable ulti from the Shadow Demon just to bring him down, but Aloha Dance shall fall. Amar looking for a second, poking away at Solo. And he's going aggressive here onto the Witch Doctor. And that's because he's got backup. BZM's right behind. If anyone else shows, of course, they will drop the Chrono for it. And that threat means that no one can actually come and help Solo here. He's just kind of on his own, and they'll just pop the focus fire for it. BZM will scoop up that kill. Oh, hey, no one. How's it going? He's like, yeah, not bad. I know you can't kill me. I can't kill you. Let's just go our separate ways.
He's got remnants. He should be fine. Unless some crits from V-Tune happen. Oh! Oh! Jesus. One was there, the second wasn't. Maybe now?
Wait. Might not be over, Oh, he's playing a dangerous game and he doesn't get himself back. Ooh, Tiger. Once again, I mean, this guy is having a lot of fun recently in this series. Just constantly pushing the limits.
Mid lane, there's a sentry. They're scouting out Nyx, so shouldn't be caught. They back out. One big thing that while they're chasing solo and whatnot, trying to push mid, this PA is completely free farming.
Yeah,
he's got that Battle Fury. Yeah. He's got a lot. Keep in mind that while Drow was completely controlled on the lane, PA wasn't. Even though Void got a lot of farm, PA just died once and also free farmed pretty much. That's why she's on top of the net worth charts.
We're now approaching the 18-minute mark in this game, and it is even, I would say, on net worth. You know, everything's looking very tidy. I think OG managed to recover from a very ropey laning phase, and they're going to protect this double damage rune, get that over on their Wind Ranger. All right. So who do you think is going to be the next one to make a play?
Well, so far it's seemingly been only OG that has been making any plays, right? And now they will find V-Tune. Seems like 2 supports are on. Oh, dodges it.
Yeah, BZM just going to shackle up, but no one's coming in as well, and they're trying to control up one of the backlines. Here he comes, though. Again, has the Chrono down onto 2. It's very nice, but unfortunately BZM's stuck inside the Chrono Sphere. Does that mean they don't get a kill? No, it does not. Both of them are going to go down regardless. Beautiful move there from OG, as Navi are punished heavily for invading into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, we were talking about how funky their draft looks, but they're tying it together perfectly well. And I feel like Amar just keeping his chrono not used for the majority of this game kinda made Navi afraid of making any moves. Because I can't really find the reasoning why they're not making any plays. Like, you have this Vendetta, you have heroes that are able to rotate. The only thing that comes to my mind is that Chrono was always a threat. And it was a big threat. You could see it in that last fight. They didn't really have a lot of damage in it, but it just gave them enough control to almost wipe the entirety of Navi.
So we have Hood on the Faceless Void. Now we've got the Heaven's Halberd finished up. That's, yeah, trying to play with fire a bit too much here.
Yeah, Flame Guard into Spike Carapace, right? It's
Yeah,
caught easily.
yeah. What do you reckon, without looking, is going to be the next item on the Faceless Void? What do you think he's got queued up? Oh, hold the phone. No one's getting caught out right now. BZM unleashing with the Focus Fire, and that is a dead Necrophos in the middle lane. Great pick off here from OG, and I don't think Navi can retaliate.
Yeah, I don't really have to guess. You can just click on the Void and see that he's queuing up a Blink Dagger into Aeon Disc into Aghanim Scepter. So,
Ruin my game, Lizard.
there was who was it? There were a couple of players that were experimenting with Agh's Void on the offlane. And a very similar build. Either Heaven's Halberd, Vanguard, something like that. You tank up, and then you just start AoE stunning people with the axe.
Radiant are scanning.
It can work. Like you kind of become the true offlaner that you needed to be, right? You get this initiation with an AoE stun
Your song is falling to the radiant.
without
Now,
having to use
once-
the chrono. That is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about kind of maximizing your uptime. Oh, Tiger down on the bottom side of the map, getting caught out, but he's got the remnant to get himself away. And OG have managed to grab themselves an Aegis, so now the Drow, Yuragi, feeling very, very strong indeed as they go to push in this top wave. But this is huge. I mean, OG have managed to completely turn this game in their favor from a pretty bad laning phase up until the point now where they're 1k gold ahead and have an Aegis in their hands. They're just battering this tier 2 tower. Brilliant stuff.
I'm just too much of a mid lane Taiga. Atos is there this time around. This time around.
Spam the button, spam the button! Oh, I can't get out.
This time around he should fall. But really, after watching this game, I feel like such a boomer because Navi's draft makes sense, right? Meanwhile, OG's, it's funky, inspirational, for sure. But it still felt to me that Navi could take this mid game. And they're the ones actually just completely being beaten down in this part of the game in which I thought they were stronger. General.
There you go, looking for General. The Shackle is there. The damage coming in thick and fast, and he's gone. Man, these pickups are just so quick. Like BZM just blowing people up.
Do you like the minimap? I feel like no one is a little bit angry.
Yes. What could that possibly
Radiant's
mean?
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, usually you see one line, you know? Like, okay guys, let's move this way. You don't necessarily see some tantrum being scribbled across the whole map. Like,
Frustrated about that one. It happens.
I can't blame him because Navi, they literally haven't made a move for the longest time. They caught Taiga once or twice, but that's it. And now they're doing the same thing on bot.
Hello, Mr. Ember Spirit. Goodbye, Mr. Ember Spirit. I mean,
But
Tiger's
mid lane.
happy with this, though. Every time he dies, it just feels like OG getting so much better. That said, Misha's in some trouble now. He's just got to throw out his spells as quickly as he can. But unfortunately, it's OG now who have to back themselves away. They are missing both of their supports. They might have an Aegis, but they can't fight into Navi in this condition. Although, and this is a big although, they are still looking, they are still poking, they're still blowing somebody up. Goodbye, Solo. Misha with the buyback here. Amar coming in the sideline still has that Chrono Sphere. He's just threatening it. He's waving it in their faces and saying, I can do this anytime I want, friends. Meanwhile, Lohardan's just going to lose his life. No one can come and help him. Like, no one can't come and help him. Because if he gets close enough to get that pulse off on him, he gets close enough to get Chronoed alongside him. And that just ain't what they can let happen. And now V-Tune, the next target,
Oh, that
run
was a nice
away.
joke. That was a really nice joke. He actually blinked on the creeps. He went into blur, and then he actually ran towards the meat. Oh, all right.
Okay, alright. That's a dead Misha at least. Die back on him. V-Tune though. Very brave play. And now Solo comes across for the Phantom Strike as well. Very nice.
Now
very
this is just very nicely played by V-Tune.
That was sick.
Like that's a tip right there. You comment him after the game, you tip him. Not only did he break their ankles by not running south, he moved back and he killed the Shadow Demon, knowing that they can't help him out. Really nicely played.
Have you seen Amar's most recent
Radiant
inventory purchase selection? Yeah, his quick buy.
Blink Dagger into Dagon. Oh,
Classic
sure, why
Faceless
not?
Void build.
I mean, you're experimenting. You do whatever you
Radiant's
like,
top
I
tower
suppose.
is under attack.
I'm not saying that this is a good build, but you know, if you win with it, like who am I to judge?
We're getting very experimental now, Lizard. Like,
Indeed. There's a Skadi now being purchased by V-Tune. Well, he's quite far from it, but he has one ulti orb. Meanwhile, on the other side, are there any huge items? There's still a full BKB on the Wind Ranger. There's that Aegis that they haven't utilized yet. They can maybe force a fight with it.
yep, Lotus on the Necro, which was kind of forced due to the fact that there's a Shadow Demon in the game.
General, I believe, might be dead again. Let's see.
You think so?
Maybe not this time.
There's friends nearby, but of course there's always that Chrono threat. They just can't come near enough to help him out. Lower Dance does now drop down with the stun, but the right click should be enough to finish off General though. Amar doesn't actually right click, like just full stop, doesn't do any damage, but luckily with the AoE damage they will be able to finish him off, the DPS. Meanwhile,
V-tune?
BZM, ooh, he's looking for V-tune, that's a really big target with the Blink Dagger forwards. Unfortunately the Shackle doesn't quite connect, but now the Shackle's out from Tiger, gonna help them both together. V-tune is gone, and no one might be following him to the grave soon enough. Is there anything Aloha Dance can do about this? Two-man silence coming on out here. I think this might be a dead team as they will lose no one. Now they'll go towards Aloha Dance as well. Aloha Dance is going to fall. Barrows from a low ground. And meanwhile, Solo, I mean, he's healthy for now, but I think they want the full team wipe here.
Yeah, not for much longer. They will chase him. He does have a TP, so maybe he... Nah, he just joked it out. This is a hard game to watch if you're a Navi fan. Like, they're literally not doing any plays on the map. They're just running away from OG, scraping it up together. They're trying to... You know what? Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they need this Nyx Assassin to stop farming the Aghanim's and start making some moves. At least give info with Vendetta, right? Go in. So far, the only play that they've been doing is killing off Taiga.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sure, you kill a position 4 once or twice, but doesn't really change anything. How many of illusions are there on the map? Like 4, 5? 4 draw ranger illusions, just farming away.
They're hanging around, aren't they? Well, Lower Dance does nearly have that Aghanim Scepter, so, you know, hopefully after that point he will start being more active, but kind of past the point where the pick-off-based gameplay stops and the team fighting comes out instead. And that's going to make things difficult.
In my point of view, it's the Viper problem, right? Like, you have this hero that's not necessarily that tanky if he's gone on, but he can do a lot if he's just free in the fight. Mid lane, no one. Should be fine. And you need that first wall. You need this Nyx Assassin to protect General, so that they can perhaps apply break and do whatnot in the team fights, but...
There's two factors of this game from OG which remind me so much of old Team Secret. The first one is Tiger playing that sacrificial role where he's just being in places in the map where he knows that if he gets jumped, his team are going to be able to get something much better from it.
Shackle.
Yeah, no one's still playing around. The second thing is the classic puppy black hole where you kind of just run at them going, I've got black hole, stay away. And because of that, they can't be near each other, and that's exactly what this Chronosphere is doing this game. It's really cool to watch.
Yeah, he didn't really use it, right? Like,
No.
Witch Doctor is just that. He used Chrono like once or twice, and that's it. Like, he's just threatening with it.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tier 3 tower, just being plinked apart by these two archers, BZM and Yuragi.
Top tower has fallen.
Plink, plink, plink. That one kept very low here, my goodness. Careful, buddy. Ato's out onto Tiger. Tiger, though, has the Yules. Meanwhile, Aloha Dance finally finishes Aghanims. Wow, look at it go. And they've taken the barracks. That's unfortunate. Not the game-changing purchase he perhaps hoped it could be.
No, most certainly not. I feel like even the items that are coming from OG changed the game more than the items that are coming from Navi. On one side you have almost a Skadi completed on the PA, and on the other, an MKB is being completed by BZM. Well, it's like 2000 gold more, but getting there.
BZM. Bolsidar, Bogdanov, the age 16-year-old mid player, previously on Team Creepwave, now on OG.
Is Bojdar his name?
Bojdar.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
his name is basically a Slavic old name that you translate to a gift from God, God's gift or something like that. It's
Wow.
like Bogdan as well. Like Bogdan and Bojdar literally mean the same. They're the same names.
So he's just a double gift from God.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
goodness. No pressure then, you know. This guy's got to perform. Oh my god, that is a nice Chronosphere from Mr. Amar as he jumps through the back lines, catches out 3. No one gonna fall as well. That's gonna be 4 heroes dead on the side of Na'Vi. Where did he even come from? Lurking in the shadows and pouncing out onto Na'Vi to, I mean, very possibly get them another lane of racks here.
Yeah, or a game maybe even. They just don't have... Yeah, they do have a creep wave on the top lane, so they just, yeah, they want to take the tier 2. After the tier 2, you have a possibility to get mega creeps. And I see no reason why not. They don't have a chrono. So the most disciplined approach would be to take maybe one side and rush.
Oh boy, Aloadan thinks he can come forward, thinks he can maybe get himself in the ground, but nope, General's gonna go down as well. Navi leaking heroes left, right, and center. And Amar,
You know what?
positioning in this game is just ridiculous.
Yeah, this team doesn't strike me like a team with too much discipline necessarily. Or it's
Which one?
like OG. It's like the old OG, right? Like they just push it so far that it's seemingly.
Oh dearie me, Navi, they are just crumbling. They are getting their stakes well and truly peppered right now as BZM. Yeah, I'm God's gift, I'm in your fountain, I'm killing your cause. What are you gonna do about it? BKB is about to run out, maybe V-Tune can jump in and get the kill, but in comes Amar. They do actually save it. Misha comes out with a disruption. BZM, okay, the Dagger will finish
Nice
the job.
intent, yeah.
Kind of should have died for that one, but there's a GG well
the
played
mantle.
coming out. The series will go to the
mantles.
side of OG.
The mantles
Dropping
of
them on the
intelligence
floor.
were dropped.
That's some